Hey everyone. Hey, this is the third shot in the 3 shots you're going to face in the short game area in the winter months, we'll call it. You know, as we explained earlier, turf conditions are a little wet, a little damp, dormant grass. We talked about the basic pitch shot in session 1, and session 2 we covered the bunker shot with wet sand. So the third shot is the most difficult of all. You know, it's played in this sort of rough that was really sort of difficult in the summer months. Well, it's equally difficult in the winter months as well. It sort of surrounds our greens here at River Run. It's 2 to 3 inches in length, still in the dormant state, but the element now as you're dealing with is it tends to be wet. It holds a lot of moisture throughout the winter months, and it's always a little damp. So we're going to talk about how to play this tough little shot around the greens out of this 2.5 inch rough, you know, in these damp conditions. Kennedy, go ahead, and what do you think about this situation? You played this shot a lot. I mean, it's one of the most difficult shots.
Yeah, I think it's difficult because it's really hard to judge exactly what the ball's going to do. You're afraid if you give it too much that it's going to go over the green, or, you know, I think a lot of people don't ever give it enough and it ends up kind of right back in front of them.
Yeah,
so I think the hardest part about this shot is just, it's really hard to judge what the ball's going to do.
It is. And so, you know, that being said, go ahead and a little bit of grace on yourself, because you're just trying, the first objective is to get the ball on the green. Yeah. You know, to get it close out of this, that's asking a lot. Even the best players in the world would take, you know, a shot from this condition, 8-10 feet would be a very good shot. Especially if you've got a short pin like the white one, you know, it's even more difficult. So, you know, let's go ahead and show the folks how to play this shot.
Yeah.
All right. Start with, again, I'm playing this. Definitely you need to play with this with the most lofted club. You know, and again, in my case, it's the 58 degrees. I talked about 10 degrees bounce. But if you've got a 60, play a 60. If you don't, you're handcuffed a little bit, because you need the weight of that lofted wedge, and you need the loft, obviously, to get the ball, to help it cut through this and get it up in the air a little bit. So I do play this with my most lofted club. Let's go ahead and go through a couple of things that I look at. Another thing is this is definitely an open face shot. You don't square this up. You want to open this plate. So to give you an idea, if this is square and this is completely open, go about halfway in between. So, you know, if this is 12 noon and this is 3, go roughly, you know, 1:30, 2 o'clock in there with that leading edge of the club. Because a lot of times the club doesn't contact the ball. It's hitting the grass between the ball and the face here. So it's not going to directly take off on that degree that you've opened it, but you do need the open face.
Yeah. So with the open face, you think you definitely have to give the swing and the ball a little more energy?
Yeah. You've got to really accelerate through here in this condition. Yeah, we start with that open face. This is definitely an open face shot.
Yeah.
It introduces, again, more of the bounce to this turf condition down here. So outside of selecting the most lofted club, I choke down on it, just like I did the other shot up here. So you choke down a little bit, and I always play from a more narrow stance. You can play a little wider on this shot. I tend to play it a little more narrow. That's really more of a personal choice.
Yeah.
Ball position is played middle to slightly left of center, very slight. So roughly middle to just left of center. So let's go ahead, I choke down on it. The swing itself is a little bit like the other swing. It's just a blend of an arms and a little rotation, a little bit of set, because we've got to have a little steepness coming down in. So let's go ahead.
1 to 10, how hard would you say this shot is to execute? Just so everybody kind of has some expectations.
This is like a 7 to 8.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a super difficult shot. You know, not to get on the green, but to hit it close, but it's still, nonetheless, it's difficult.
Just looking at your lie, you didn't give yourself the best.
No, it's 3 inches down almost.
Yeah, you didn't
so
give yourself the best.
now let's go ahead. So you can see there's a little bit of the balls down here, up in the air. Not bad. Yep, that open face helped me get through the turf there a little bit.
That was a nice one.
Let's hit another one. This one's not quite as bad. However, you still, now this is one to me where I'm uncertain how this will come out. The lie of the ball, as we talked about on this other shot, is super. Let's play this shot for him. This is tough. Ready? Here. There we go. You can see it's almost a chop out of this a little bit.
Not bad. About 3 feet.
Yeah, not bad. So the shot itself is a little bit of set, getting the club a little more upright. a little steeper down and you're sort of just hitting down in, you can see how that really grabs the club.
Yeah.
This really damp grass is tough to deal with.
Yeah, I would get out on the short game area and just practice around in this kind of lie, because it's really hard to know what to do if you don't practice it. There's definitely a lot more energy you have to put into the ball than you may think. And there's a little bit of a trust factor because you're making a bigger swing, a little more energy into the ball, and we're not hitting it very far. So.
No. You know, you made a great point, and that is important. Take some practice swings, as Kennedy said, because you've got to really feel how this club's going to go through this turf. If you just step up without that knowledge ahead of the stroke here, chances are you're not going to put enough energy in, because when I'm doing this just myself, there's a lot of that turf grabbing that club like that. So you've got to really feel the energy of that and how it's going to cut through that gnarly, dormant grass.
Yeah, really good. That's really good, helpful information. On
so that covers our 3 shots you're going to see this winter playing these conditions, really until March time of year. So we hope that helps. Stop by the farm if you've got any questions. Love to help you with your short game and all other parts of your game. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.